To move away from graphing quadratics to what's this idea about solving quadratics. So in math, when you are asked to solve, when that is the direction, it means find the y value. It means find the y value or x value. That really means find the x value. Find the x value that makes an equation true. So it just means to isolate x. That's really what it means. Figure out what the x value is. Sometimes you have to go back and figure out what the y value is to go along with it. But that's what this idea behind solving is. Figure out what the x value is that works in the equation. So when you're ever asked to solve, kind of hone in on, oh, that just means to get x by itself. You know, that just means the idea behind here is get x by itself. Okay, that's what it means to get x all by itself. So you should be taking these notes. I mean, I know that if you're struggling with some of these assignments, it's probably because you aren't taking great notes or you aren't really understanding your notes. You're just writing them down without really comprehending them. So you really got to not only write these notes down, but really kind of hone in on what is it looks like, and write extra things that might be different from what I write down, but that makes sense to you. So when a function is written in standard form, and remember, a parabola written in standard form would be ax squared plus bx plus c. To get it into factored form, that's a form that would look like this. Okay, that would be a form that would look like this. Now, most of the a values that we're going to give you in this unit is when a equals 1, but the key on this is when you have this, you really get to a place where m and n, you know, if a is equal to 1, let's say, let me get off here to the side. Actually, I'm just gonna. So that's just factored form. I'll just do a couple of examples. So factored form means to break it out like this. Maybe what you're used to is, if you're used to making it a box in here, you know, this is ax squared. In the center here would be bx, and over here would be c. And when you get it into this case, these are the factors. The factors would show up here and here. That's where the factors are going to show up. So when you get done with this factored form, that's what you're going to have right there. You're going to end up having the factors right there on the side. You know, that's what's going to show up right here and right here usually. That's what's going to match up. So that's what you're trying to do if you're undoing that box. I don't know that I always undo the box, but you can do that if that's helpful to you. So when I'm doing a problem like this, take something like this. Most of the time when we're solving something, it's going to be written in the form 0 is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to try to set it equal to 0. Then we can go through and solve it. So if we're going to factor this one right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first set this equal to 0. I can do that by adding 4x to both sides. If I add 4x to both sides, I got x squared minus 4x minus 25. But then I'm going to add 4x to this side. And if I do that, I would have 0 on the other side. Now notice what happens when I combine like terms on this. When I get x squared minus 25 equals 0. So to factor this one, this particular one, you got x squared here, you got 0x here, and you got 25 here. So now I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together to get negative 25, but add those two numbers and you get 0. Well, that means one would be 5x, and the other one would be negative 5x in there. That way, our factors are, let me write this in a different color. Factors would be x minus 5 and x plus 5. So that's our factors, x minus 5 times x plus 5. That means if we're going to solve it, we're going to figure out what x is. That means x can equal 5 or negative 5. That's our answer right there. That's what it means to solve. It means find a value for x that makes the equation true. So that's the answers that we're looking for. Okay, here's the answers right here. So let's take a look at another one here. You got, again, it's asking us to solve by factoring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 to both sides. If I add 4 to both sides, add 4 to this side, add 4 to this side, combine like terms, I end up having x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. Again, if you're the box kind of person, you have something that looks like this, where this is x squared, this is 24, and this is 10. The idea behind it is you're trying to figure out two numbers that multiply together to get 24. Okay? So we want to multiply to get 24, but we want to add to get 10. Well, that's going to be 6 and 4. 6 and 4 multiply to get 24, but add to get 10. So what we're going to have is we're going to have x plus 6 and x plus 4. You think about 24. It could be split into 1 and 24. It could be split into 2 and 12. It could be split into 3 and 8. And it can be split into 4 and 6. And only one of those combinations add to get 10 when both values are positive. 2 and 12 could do it, but one of them would have to be negative. But we don't have that situation. So we end up with this. Well, that just means x is equal to negative 6 and negative 4. Those happen to be the x-intercepts. Those are my two answers, negative 6 and negative 4. So do this. Don't use something like photomath. I know photomath will do this. Photomath will factor something like this. It'll solve it. That's fine. But I might change the problems up and get it so I got ways to make photomath not work. So don't use photomath to do this. Just try to complete it on your own. Okay.